Emma has officially lost her marble. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Professor Anime. Welcome back to, yet again, another Promised Neverland chapter review. This time, we are going to be discussing chapter 57 of the Promised Neverland. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, in this chapter of the Promised Neverland, I actually got quite a few laughs in, just due to how exactly this whole deal that was built up from the last chapter went about. You see, we have Emma and also the mystery guy, the guy who has no name. Still, that did not get revealed in this chapter. They are currently face-to-face with each other and are undergoing a deal within this chapter. And how the whole deal was presented was was so fucking hilarious on how exactly Emma went about proposing her offer. And ultimately, it comes down to just, if you help us find Willie Minerva, we will definitely leave this shelter. But just the entire way on how she was trying to go about this negotiation with the guy who has no name was just so funny on how it played out. We open up the chapter and the negotiating begins with Emma doing all the talking. Here, why don't you go take a seat? Hey, we made some good breakfast for you. We made a good soup. I mean, it's not poisoned or anything. It's not poisoned. We actually, went about our own way of making this soup just for you. So sit down, take a seat, and let's try to come to, some equal agreement. Emma states to him that you are our most viable asset. We need you as our traveler in search of this new destination that, Willie Minerva is now located at. However, is it Willie Minerva? Most likely not. It would probably be a little bit too easy to get to Willie Minerva in the next destination. There's still probably other destinations that we have to get to before we actually reach Willie Minerva. But anyway, I digress. She states to them that you will be our travel guide on this destination as well as our bodyguard, because you seem like you are the one most fit in terms of these overall conditions and hazards out in the wasteland. You survived, in this shelter alone, or out in the wilderness alone until you got to this shelter for around 13 years. And all by yourself, mind you. So, you know what? It's either you work with us, or we're gonna blow this fucking shit up. When Emma pulled out that detonator, or when Ray pulled it out, I was like, yo, what? I just thought that was so fucking hilarious. Because you see, Ray pulls out the gun and he's like, I'm giving you your gun back. Obviously, it was unloaded. He wasn't going to kill the guy, but he was giving him his gun back just for the sake of, a little bit of compromise. But again, that is when Emma stated, if you're not going to comply with our actions, we're just going to blow this place up. We're going to blow the whole shelter up. You're going to die. All of us are going to die, as well as, the shelter itself is just going to blow up. We're no longer going to have a home, and we're most likely not all going to survive here. So if you don't agree, then fuck all. To me, that was just so fucking hilarious. And just to add on to the comedy that was going on within this chapter, we even have at the end the guy who has no name call Emma by the nickname of Antenna Kid, and she goes like, Antenna? Like, there was a lot of comedy within this chapter of the Promised Neverland. It probably wasn't the funniest shit ever, but it was definitely, in the term, crazy. So it seems as though at the very end, these two individuals have come to an agreement, but they're still not really in the best, equal footing with each other. I mean, they still don't trust each other, but that is to be expected. Eventually, over time, this trust will build up, and hopefully, we will learn more about this character. I know for a fact we're definitely going to learn more about him, but what I expect to happen is that while he did consider midway through around their journey to actually kill one of them and try to escape, while he did consider that at the very last page of this chapter, at the same time, I feel as though as the chapters progress, as they work together, they're going to learn a little bit about each other and maybe even, you know, sympathize with each other as well, because that is when we're eventually going to learn this guy's past. And the big thing that this guy really pointed out at the end of this chapter is that he does not want to get close to anyone whatsoever. And this is mainly for the fact that because, you know, he had another family just like them, you know, he doesn't want to grow attached to this newfound family, and then ultimately, all of a sudden, everything is taken away from him right from the get-go. And that's what sucks. That's what sucks. That's probably what his motive is. It's not that he doesn't want to lose the shelter, his home. It's more so he doesn't want to lose, you know, another family that he feels responsible for losing before. So there could be that. So yeah, really looking forward to the next few chapters of The Promised Neverland, as it seems as though in the next chapter or so, we're going to see Emma, Ray, and mystery character go on their journey in search of William Minerva's location. However, I'm pretty much assuming that, you know, even if they arrive at this new location, William Minerva isn't going to be there. I think it's still going to be quite a while until we get to the, you know, the final boss whatsoever, even though William Minerva is probably not a boss, but you get my point. You get my point. There's still a lot more challenges and obstacles that these kids need to face before they even reach William Minerva. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Hit that red subscribe button down below if you want to see more anime and manga related content from me, and let me know your own personal thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section of what you thought about this chapter of The Promised Neverland. And if you wish to follow me on Twitter as well as my other social media links, the link to all that will be down in the description down below. With that said, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you all in the next one.